Hello everybody, I'm going to tell you stories of my Australian travel. I have traveled everywhere across Australia by myself, with my mum, with friends, you name it. And if you have your own travel experiences, you can tell me down there. And no, none of them made me mad. And it all started, well, with Melbourne, because I got invited to a wedding there, and we went as a family on a night flight. Night flights are not great, I tell you that. And we got there within 3 hours. We got to Geelong because we didn't know that there was 3 airports in Melbourne. They didn't tell us. And when we got to where we were staying in Dandenong, I think, it was like a suburb. It was like a nice suburb. It wasn't too overwhelming or anything. I liked it. This was back in 2006. My sister was still at uni and she had an exam. She came back the day after us and I had nothing on. I was just one of those free-spirited people, so I went. And guess what? The city is so big. My boyfriend thinks it's a small crab hole, same size as Perth, but he has something against it. He's a bit of an angry world person, so it is nothing like that. It is actually so huge, and I'm speaking from my own experiences, not from the computer. So huge. But I did not get lost because there's so many little shopping streets, and I just remembered where I got from. When I got off one day that I had free, I said, I'm going shopping to the city, bye-bye. And I mean, it was so big. I was just like, how can somebody say that it's the same size as Perth? Obviously, they've never been there. They got some anger. But it is quite friendly, I would say, and quite depressive at the same time because of the weather and because they always wear black. And at the end, my sister ended up meeting her boyfriend in Melbourne. And she moved there. She lived in a one-bedroom apartment in the city, and I liked it. I visited her and I went shopping each day. So yeah, that was pretty much the fun days of my life. And when the city center is pretty friendly and pretty, what can I say, touristy minded, but so many people from one continent, and I won't say which one, but we all know which one, and speaking their own language, and I didn't like that. There is some things I don't like about it. Sometimes the public transport is overwhelming, and but there is trams that took me everywhere, and buses, and everything that I needed was close to the city, so I didn't really need to get out in the suburbs, so that was okay. And I've done that twice a year in my 20s while my sister lived there, and I helped me get my independence back. And yeah, I was never planning on living there because I think there is something negative about the energy in Melbourne, but it's definitely a bigger city with more things to do, but not very social people like me. They're not very social. My sister has lived there and she found it the same. But yeah, for work it's good. There is a lot of work opportunities, I guess, and there is also a lot of more people than here. And yeah, let's get into another city. I have gone 1 year from Melbourne to Sydney. Sydney is lovely, I think, even though I got sick there. But I think it's a nice little big town. Sydney is the biggest town, and then Melbourne is the second biggest city. No, I shouldn't say town. And we have just walked around Harbour Bridge and gone to the markets and gone clothes shopping, and yeah, girls like it in a biggest city in Australia. Why not? I give Sydney 9 out of 10. Is that too high? Melbourne 8 out of 10, Sydney 9 out of 10. But I have to say, in Melbourne there is a lot to do. There is the aquarium, the Great Ocean Road, there is the observation center, there is the zoo, shopping, and some wine tours if you want to take a break from shopping. So what was my next city other than Melbourne, Sydney? I went to Adelaide. I was shocked that Adelaide is actually big, but remember, I was actually there. I'm not speaking from my computer. Because people say Adelaide is a same as Perth. No, it's not, honey. A lot to do in Adelaide. You just gotta be open-minded and not listen to what the media says and check it out yourself. Check everything out yourself and then do a video and see if you will be saying the same thing as you were before you went there. A huge place. We went on an outback tour to Coober Pedy. Oh my god, it was so cool. We were out on the road in the middle of nowhere. Totally awesome. And it's a similar city like Melbourne, pretty much. Bigger size, louder. All universities are in the city and a lot of young people hanging around there after they have school class. They come to the city after. And yeah, I did shopping. I had smoothies as usual, and I met up with some friends from my country that I had there, and yeah, that's pretty much what I did in Adelaide. I have also stopped in Canberra. Not much there. Tony, I don't know, go if you want to check it out. I don't want to tell you to go or not to go. But nothing I could do there other than stop for a stopover. So rainy, so cold. People are just so miserable. Like this. And it's just like, yeah, okay, Canberra, all politicians and those phenomenon women. That's not my type of thing, mate. Canberra's just not my type of thing. And I have also been to Northern Territory. I could take you to around all of the cities in Northern Territory. Yes, Darwin is the biggest, but Darwin didn't have that much. Darwin and Brisbane are the same size as Perth. I've been in Brisbane also. And yes, Darwin had the undesirable residents who live on the street throwing bottles at us and telling us to get out of the town. But the countryside is beautiful. But I think Perth's countryside is beautiful as well, so I don't know. Yeah, Perth's and Darwin. I slept on a swag. I did camping. Didn't get bitten so much because it was in the summer. And we listened to the music on the loud party bus. It was totally cool. I've been to Tasmania and over Brisbane. And Brisbane is pretty much the same as Perth. But Gold Coast and the other northern parts are nicer for tourists. But if you want to go to any cities for work, I'm guessing some bigger city than Perth, like Melbourne or Sydney. You don't wanna go to the same one where it'll be the same hard problem to find work. And where else have I been? I love Tasmania, green mountains and water on the other side. I've done a group tour. I've been there on my own, and I've done a bus tour. I could totally live in Tasmania one day. And what else have I done? I've done WA. I've been to Margaret River. I've been to York. I've been to Broome. One thing I can say about Broome, there isn't much to do at night. The town is dead. And the food is expensive. Expensive. So, yeah, I guess they try to make everything expensive in a hotel because they know all the shops are down in the town. So then, what do we do if we don't have much money? Even though I went there as my birthday treat. The swimming pool, Cable Beach. No one swims at Cable Beach because they're scared of jellyfish. Jellyfish. So yeah, as if to more Australian travel. I'm interested more in international travel now because I have done so much Australian travel. But I would like to do it in a car, but no camping. I like to do it in the car just to see it from a different angle. And that is it. I am 32 and I have seen every city and small town in Australia. I can say that's the achievement of my travel life. And it's a beautiful country. I'm very glad to be living here. I wouldn't want to live in another country. We are really lucky to be living here, because once we ask for help, we can get all the help that we need. And you just gotta be prepared for it and make positive changes in your life. Otherwise, nobody will help you if you don't want to help yourself. For now, you can share your stories underneath if you have traveled Australia and have something exciting to say. Until then, don't forget to thumbs up my video and subscribe to my channel. Ciao Bella!